Okay, welcome back to another episode of Cooking with Mr. Dan. So this afternoon I'm gonna make me some homemade mushroom soup. I don't know if you guys ever tried it before, but we're gonna make a roux and work our ways up the stairs. I hope it turns out good. It's gonna be quick and easy. Everything's quick and easy. Don't you notice that? Okay, here's my skillet that I'm going to start all this mess, and I'm turning it on now about medium heat. Okay, and there's some olive oil I'm going to put in the pan. Here I got some onions and some garlic that I'm going to saute up first, and then we're going to jump over to the butter. We'll melt some more butter in the pan, some flour from my deglazing or the liquid. I'm going to put in some mushroom juice that I had from when I made my mushrooms. And then this is some mushrooms that I made the other day. That's just plain mushrooms. This comes from my mushrooms that I make with the sausage and everything. And then there's some heavy cream to give us a little more thickening. All right. Well, I didn't mean the thickening as in with the heavy cream. It's just going to give it a better consistency. Not so much thickening, but it'll give it a more silkier look and taste. Okay, I believe my oil's hot. My pan, so put about a tablespoon of oil in there. This is good olive oil, by the way. I got this online. They was giving me some kind of deal. 3 bottles for $20, and they give you a free craft, something to put your oil in and pour, but I haven't even used that yet. Okay, let that shimmer, start to shimmer, which is doing now. If you guys can see this, it gets like a shimmery, wavy look. Okay, so it's starting to do that now, so we'll add the onion. We're just going to cook these. I like the flavor of the onions and the mushrooms together, so I could have just started with the roux by itself, and then could have started with the roux by itself and then just went from there, but I'm going to saute these onions a little bit, get them a little soft and flavorful here. Now the thing is, the first part of this thing here is we're going to make a roux that's going to start to make we can use that to make a sauce or a gravy or whatever. I'm going to try to make it into a soup. A nice creamy mushroom soup. I haven't thought about what seasoning I'm going to use. I can use thyme, rosemary. I got to wait and see what this is going to look like. But I wanted to do this because I got these mushrooms. I had the mushrooms in there. Well, not so much the mushrooms, but the mushroom juice that I had from the last time I made my mushrooms. That was about a week, because I've been making other things, so we didn't eat the mushrooms. It's one thing after the other, huh? Now, when you make the roux anyway, you're supposed to, just so you know, we're going to stir that constantly once we start the roux thing here. And that's nothing more than equal parts of some kind of an oil or a fat. Like I'm using butter, and like if I use 4 tablespoons, that's what I got here. 4 tablespoons of butter, and I'm going to use 4 tablespoons of the roux. But anyway, you got to keep stirring that and stirring and stirring, and it'll start to change color. You'll see. And we're just going to try to get it to a nice golden brown color. Okay, so my onions are a little soft now, so now I'm going to put in the butter. I want to melt that down as quickly as possible, yeah? I don't want the butter to burn. So we're just going to get this around. That's doing good. And then we're just going to add a little bit of the flour at a time. We're not going to dump it all in. I mean, I suppose you could, but I don't trust that. I like trying to mix it all by myself, a little at a time. I want to try to keep the butter to having it this yellow look. I don't want it to really start separating where you got the solids and everything. Okay. So here we're going to just start putting in our flour. We're just going to start mixing that around a little at a time. Like I said, it'll start thickening up. It'll start changing color. And you cook it a little at a time to get the you want to get the rawness of the flour out. You don't want this to taste like flour, basically. See how that's getting nice and thick? Okay. A little bit more. Like I said, you want equal parts of flour and your fat, or your oil, or whatever. Like I could have used a quarter of a cup of olive oil and a quarter cup of flour, same difference. I put in 4 tablespoons of butter and 4 tablespoons of flour. And you see how this is starting to get thick now. Now we just got to keep stirring and stirring, put the rest of this flour in there. And that's equal everything now. So this will start getting thick and you'll see the color start changing also. You can use a wooden spoon, you can use anything you want to mix this, but you got to keep stirring it. You don't want to burn it, because now it'll get to the stage where it's thick enough to where it just sits. You burn it, scorch it, and then you ruin it because it tastes like crap. Oh well, whatever. Okay, get my juice ready. Now whenever you do this, you take a hot, like we got the roux here, that's hot, and we're going to add a cold liquid to it. Now, if this soup is not enough, then I can always add some chicken broth. I can add a little wine. But I don't want to add no heavy cream just yet. I want to see what kind of consistency I get out of this. You see how it's getting like a light brown now? You see that color? Remember how white it was? Well, it ain't white no more. All right. Now you can cook this. The longer you cook it, this roux will start getting darker and darker. The darker it gets, when it gets down to like a fabric red color or whatever, they say it doesn't have the consistency, so you won't have a thick juice or gravy or whatever you're trying to do. So we don't want to get that far. Matter of fact, this is about as far as I'm going right now. Okay, this is probably about a half a cup or a little bit more of my mushroom stuff. We're going to pour that straight in. That ain't nothing but flavor there. Oh, you saw all that liquid, yes? Mm-hmm. Now we're just going to stir this around. And this should start thickening up. It smells like mushrooms already. Oh, dang. This is just the actual liquid that came off when I was rendering down my mushrooms for my weekly mushroom dish that I make. See how thick this is getting now? And like I said, if it's too thick, see this? I don't know if you guys can really get a good gather of that, but see how thick it is getting? So I might have to add a little bit more liquid. I'll just go get some chicken broth out of the fridge. Yep, that's way too thick. I mean, for this stage, I'm using chicken broth because it's got a little flavor, but it won't take away from the soup, the mushroom flavor. So let me get a little bit of this here. And we're just going to pour a little bit in here, not much. We're going to just start off with a little at a time. And that's why I got the heavy cream yet, so. Add a little bit more. You just got to keep doing this till you get to the consistency that you want. Because eventually it's not going to, the thickness won't be like mud. I see this is getting a lot more thinner than it was. It's still not all incorporated though. See that? Look at that. That's so nice, huh? Some people love this when it's like real thick. They give you that cream of mushroom soup in the can, right? You ever see that stuff come out? That's what about this consistency is right here. That's why you have to add the same dilution of the canned soup and then whatever liquid you want to use. I like using like this. I don't like using water because water got no flavor. I'm a chicken broth kind of guy. Okay, now we're getting somewhere, huh? But see how that roux, that thickening with the flour and the equal amounts of flour and the butter, it didn't look so much. But then when you get a little further, you're doing, this is right. This is how it's supposed to turn out right here. But the biggest thing with this is the whole thing is stir, stir, stir. You might have a Popeye arms by the time you get done. Put a little bit more broth in there, and we're just gonna, because my plan is I want to get this a little bit more thinned out, and then I'm gonna add my mushrooms, and then we'll taste it a little bit, and then I'm gonna start adding my cream till I get that little creamy texture. But this is a good way to learn how to make something like a gravy or just practice, Practice makes perfect. Somebody said that. I don't know who that fool was, but that's what they do in the Army and the rest of the service. They practice halls 24/7. So when you need to do something, you can do it in your sleep, basically. All right. Now, Penny said, don't get mad if I don't eat your soup. Well, I don't know. Ever since I did that one soup that I got from Sprouts, she just don't want to eat no more mushroom soup. I don't know. That wasn't really cream mushroom. That's what I wanted, was a cream of mushroom soup. And that wasn't so creamy, I guess. But it tasted good in the dish I put it in. I put it in that Spam casserole. That thing was dynamite. Okay, see now, this is where we're, right here. Come hither, come wetter, whatever you say. Yep, I made those breakfast cups the other day. Those things turned out really well. Yo. And I read somewhere that you can actually do this. I mean, stir this till you get it nice. It takes you 40, 45 minutes. You'll be stirring your joints crazy. Now see, if you look back, I could have probably just did 2 tablespoons of flour instead of the 4. But I wanted to start off with a thickness, and then I wanted to work my way back. And that would give me plenty of soup also. Chicken broth. Now I'm going to add my mushrooms in after this, I think. I think this is going to be good. Yep. I think we got something here now. No, I keep saying that, but then the more you cook it, you don't see it, but rendering down even more, it gets thicker because you're steaming out some of your liquid. I mean, some of the liquid. So, okay, so now we're going to add in our cooked up mushrooms. I'm going to add them all in there. These were good. I had them with I made something the other day, and I threw some of them in. I said, oh, I'm not going to use them all. So here I could have, ground these up into small little bits, but I wanted to be able to see them, taste them, and feel them, Now let's see. Holy crap. This is delicious. Probably going to have to start thinking about adding some cream in this bad boy. But that first bite, boy, it's got all the flavor you want. It's just like a nice creamy soup. Put a little heavy cream in here. You guys see what we got going on here, yo? Okay. You watch, this is going to lighten up the color. It's going to thin it out a little, but it's going to have a silkiness to it, like, You can make a cream of chicken soup. You can make a nice beef sauce out of this. Not this particular one, but like you're making a stew, you can make your own beef stew sauce. But you want to get all this cream incorporated in there. This is good, 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 good. Touch more cream, I think. Now this is where, I didn't even put a half a cup of cream in there yet, but this is where, what I've been doing. I can't, tell you how much chicken broth I try to dilute it with, thin it out. But yeah, this is what you want right here. This is the consistency, the flavors there. I gotta probably add a little salt and pepper, but this is it, man. You guys don't know what you're missing all this time, huh? Turn down my heat a little bit. Let me see what we got as far as flavor now, because that heavy cream. A little salt and pepper would do nice in there. I'm missing some other kind of flavor. I don't figure it out yet. Mix all that in. That pepper's got to have, that'll be a good combination with the mushrooms, I'm sure. I don't know, I'm still trying to say this might need salt and pepper's fine. I'm gonna see if I can find something else in here. I'm gonna try a little sprinkle of thyme and a little sprinkle of rosemary in here. Let me put this in my hand first here. I like taking the dried herbs like this, the herbs, and squishing them in my fingers. It brings out a little flavor. Hold on. Okay, so that was a little dash of rosemary and some thyme. I got the dry stuff. I didn't have no fresh, so. And the smell already is like, whew, you guys need some smell-o-vision going on here. So anyway, we're going to taste this and see where we're at. And just to show you, how long did it take? You got your own nice soup. I'll make another one of these. I'll make a cream of chicken soup. Not to take away from the mushroom flavor, but those two little spices there put us right about where we want to be as far as the flavor. It's gave it a little bit of nicer taste, huh? Okay, my friends, so there you have it. Cream of mushroom. I got that cream of chicken. Oh, I got some chicken breast already in the refrigerator, already cooked. So, all right, my friends, we'll dish this up and I'll show you what we got. Okay, my friends, there's my little taste test bowl. I put some green onions on there, some scallions, and look at Elmo. He's loving it. Meet you at the table. Okay, I think this turned out pretty nice. Then I find out that Penny don't like mushroom soup no more. But anyway, if you're going to make this, remember, a little flour at a time. And if you have to dilute it, I couldn't tell you exactly how much chicken broth I put in there, but you are going to have to thin it out because when you have the flour and the fat, the butter, olive oil, whatever kind of oil you want to put in there, it's going to thicken up as it cooks. That's the roux. It gets nice and thick, and then your job is to dilute it to a consistency that you like. You want to have a sauce, you can do that. If you want to just have a sauce too, you can just deglaze the pan with some wine, chicken broth, and get all your num-nums off of there. That's a plain sauce, but this here, whew, that's delicious. And you can mix anything you want here. Now, I'll tell you, the longer this is sitting, that rosemary and thyme, that's just coming right through. I mean, it tastes, I'm loving it. Okay, so you see, it wasn't that difficult to make your own soup. And I told you why, because cold weather's coming for you guys. I'm going to start trying to make some more dishes like this, not necessarily soup, but things that you might want to consider doing during the wintertime, because they help keep you comfy and cozy. But anyway, this is Mr. Dan here. We're going to get to the real deal here. When you're out and about, cover up, protect yourself as well as others. Wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands. When you're out and about, take that sanitizer stuff, put it on there, wash, wash, wash. Drive to your next spot, and do the same thing. When you get home, wash your hands again. Don't talk with your mouth full, unless it's this here soup. But this soup, a little hard to talk with your mouth full because it's liquidy. Mushrooms taste, overall, it's a delicious dish. Okay, so give me a like on the button there, give a thumbs up, share with your friends. And if you haven't done so yet, please subscribe. When you do so, the little bell will pop up, the notification bell. If you hit that, each time I put up a new video, it'll let you know. And as always, my friends, stay hungry. When you are, come back and we'll give you another nice dish like this. So until next time, I'm going to finish my soup. But you guys have a good day. Mr. Dan is out.